make decisions on our comfortability.
Yeah.
You know, do we have family there? That's all. That's the number one thing.
Family and friends.
Do we have family there? What the hell?
Who do we know?
What the hell is that gonna matter if you got family there?
Right.
How beneficial is that gonna be for you?
Yeah.
It might be more harmful.
Well,
it might be more harmful than good.
You got her on your keys. You got her on your keys. Everything you want on top of everything you need. Just got her on your keys. Nobody could take this. Built it from ground up and nobody could break this. I'm making real moves. When I see it, I want it, I get it. Let's build an empire, baby. I know that you with it. Can't nobody stop this. They can only watch this. It's time to talk life balance, love and marriage, all the trending topics. No off days, come up the hard way. Never no shortcuts. I took the long way. Gotta leave treasure for my kids' pleasure. Every loss been a lesson and an unexpected blessing.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the On Your Keys podcast. I'm your host, Mink, and y'all already know we got my co-host right here.
J Go Day, aka Mr. On Your Keys, y'all. What's good?
What's up, y'all? We're back. We look a little bit different.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. We feel a little bit different. I'm fixing your dress.
Thank you.
Feel.
Make it strong together.
That's the job. No, but seriously, we do look a little bit different. We feel different. Things have changed, you know. I think in some of the greatest ways, you know, and you know, it just
daughter going to college.
Yes, that is season. Yes, that has been super wow.
Shout out to.
But yeah, this has definitely been a journey. You know, just with having rearing, I guess that's the right word, you could say rearing, you know, a child in college. It's been good, and I feel like going to college. I feel like it's been good, but then it's also like now in a bittersweet, I can't talk. We're in a bittersweet state, and I think that, you know, some of the things that we have instilled in her, like branching off, going into different places, you know, experiencing life. I think that that's one of the things that we have been able to now really start to see, like, gosh, us telling her that, you know, your zip code really does matter, you know, and your zip code can determine so many things for you, you know, where you grow up, your quality of life, you know, even your socioeconomic status, you know. Even
perception.
Yes, perception, your access to resources.
Right.
You know, a lot of those things. And, you know, she has adapted that now. Like, yeah, my zip code does matter. Like, I can always come back.
Right.
But then I can always branch off, see what else is out there, you know, develop differently, you know, access some things that I may have not had access to, you know, and then bring those resources back to my hometown if that's what I decide to do.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, I think COVID taught us that we can literally be limitless.
Yeah.
You know, I was having a conversation with a colleague the other day, and he was talking about education.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was talking about that. You know, we need to encourage parents to seek education abroad. Don't just focus on, like, if your child is going to a certain school and they're not being taught the way that, you know, to your standard. You know, look at virtual school. You know,
right.
Look at if you can get a teacher that's exceptional, but they teach them virtually and they're in, you know, New York and you're in Louisiana. You know, don't rule that option out. Yeah,
and why? Like, elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, because right now we're in a time to where it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are to be able to achieve certain things.
Yeah.
Even with a job, even with, you know, career opportunities, business opportunities. COVID has shown us that you can literally be anywhere in the world and achieve what you want to achieve. And that goes down to even to education as well. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah. That's very true, and I think that, you know, when we look at different things in terms of like where we are, and then as we're progressing through life, you know, I definitely think that it's a really good thing to start looking at where do you want to be, and looking at your current surroundings and actually saying, okay, where can I be where I'm closer to, or I'm more in a I'm in proximity of what I want to see and where I want to be at in life, you know. And I think that that's important because, again, we get into sometimes these states to where we so comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. We so comfortable that
comfort brings contempt.
Yeah, you know, and it's like now we sitting here, we 30 years old, we're 35 years old, and we're feeling that pressure of not being where we want to be. But then we're so comfortable that the comfort is really what's keeping us from being where we could be, because we're comfortable and we don't want to push ourselves out of that. You know, we don't want to push ourselves to uncomfortable limits, you know.
Yeah.
But really and truly, when you think about pushing yourself, you know, that's really how you're going to get to those places. And this is just something that we've been thinking about a lot lately too, as we are, you know, progressing through life. You know, some things that we're changing, some things that we've changed. We're like, okay, it's some things we need to do. We need to do different, and we may need to have access to different things.
Right.
You know, networking, meet new people. You're gonna be, especially in your local city. You know, if you're local, your business owner, just, you know, whatever that, you know, looks like for you. Networking is gonna show you what you have access to.
I think as humans we just don't do enough research. So like,
you think so?
Yeah, I do. I think we make decisions, a lot of premature decisions based upon how we feel and what we want to think. You know, so just thinking about like moving, right? If we actually research, you know, what place is going to be number one in education, number one in opportunity, number one in infrastructure, number one in travel or tourism, whatever those things that's important to us, we will probably make different decisions on where we want to be. But again,
and you know, I mean, that was the thing. I think that we did not want to push. My daughter was so fragile at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't want to.
I think we just didn't want to like. I think we were more concerned about making a wrong decision, so we just stayed with what was comfortable.
And that's true.
Yeah.
So I think weighing the options too, because you know, we were talking about just being comfortable, but sometimes, you know, like you said, we just didn't want to make the wrong decision. So that would kind of be connected to fear.
Yeah. But I'll go back to even saying that time, no research was done. I wasn't online looking at, you know.
Well, that's not true though. I was researching because remember, I registered the businesses in Texas. We had already got insurance in Texas, and we had started going to networking events.
We did those things. But when I say research, I mean like the key things that apply to the well-being of the person, like the key things that apply to the quality of life. What kind of healthcare do they have in this place?
Okay.
You know, what is the job market like?
Yeah.
You know, what is the business market really like? You know, what is the real opportunity there?
So if you're going to, okay, go ahead.
How is your business going to be able to grow over a certain length of time if you're planning to move to this place? The infrastructure. What kind of roads they got? What kind of cars do you have? Because depending on what kind of cars you got luxury cars, and you going somewhere they got messed up
like
roads.
Louisiana.
Then, especially right, exactly. Then you gotta determine, well, dang, you know, what's gonna be the return on my investment moving to this place?
Yeah.
Am I gonna tear up $150,000 car?
Right.
Because I want to go and move to this specific area because it look good on Instagram?
Yeah. But I feel like this. So I'll say this. If you are, for instance, like if you're a content creator, right? If you are a content creator, I would say, and you are going to move to a place to where content creators thrive, and you've already been consistent in your content creation, then I would say go ahead on, do that. But if you're a person like for me, you know, just, you know, sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. I'm saying, and you were going to make the decision and it was feasible for your life and your business, because being a content creator is a full-time business, and you're making a substantial amount of income, then, and you were thinking about moving, I would say move.
But where?
Wherever, I'm saying wherever they were thinking about moving.
So you're saying like as a content creator, they can move anywhere?
No, that's not what I said, so you weren't listening.
Oh.
I literally said, if you are a content creator and you are already content creator, you are moving to a place where content creators thrive, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
And we can press rewind. I said that, y'all. Tell them. Yes, I said that. I said, then I would see, you know, if you were moving somewhere where content creators thrive, that's why I said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I said, yeah, that would be a good decision. But if you the type of person that sometimes you're creating content, then you don't want to create content, but you think that you're gonna move in this place
and it's gonna make you
create content, then that may not be a good investment.
You know
because seriously, think about this. Y'all know this. Sometimes, you know, and I know we probably all know someone personal.
You did that one.
Yeah, that says, oh, when I'm about to go move to Atlanta, or I'm about to go move to New York, or I'm about to go move to Florida.
But you can't move somewhere else with the same you.
With the same you.
The same you that you was at your, what we call your base, you was taking that same you to the other place.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah,
if you didn't start changing the habits of yourself, your financial habits, you know, your networking habits,
right.
your business habits. If you didn't change that before you left home, where you got maybe some support, the family, friends, you know, people who know you, it's not gonna just up and change when you go to a different zip code. It's not gonna be like voila.
Yeah.
You know,
even though your zip code matters.
Even though it does.
Even though it matters.
Because the opportunity in Atlanta is going to be totally different than the opportunity in Louisiana.
But are you going to be able to really benefit off of that opportunity
right.
if your mindset is the same, if your habits is the same, if
right.
you lack consistency, if you lack accountability?
Right.
You know, those are the things that really and truly, when you think about that, when you say, you know what, I want to make a change where I'm at right now, they don't have the resources, they don't have the wherewithal, they don't have all of those things that I really need to thrive. Sometimes it really does take you coming back and saying, well, am I really thriving personally?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Am I doing all the things personally to really push myself in a place where I can really thrive?
Right.
And for instance, that's something that I had to really tell myself. It's like, I'm like, nah, like for me, it's going to take me showing up in a way I've never shown up before. It's going to take me doing the things I've never done before. It's going to take me being so uncomfortable so that I can be comfortable. Because if I make the decisions now that most people aren't going to make, then I'm going to be able to live a life that most people aren't going to be able to live. And you can get comfortable living a fairly good life. I truly feel like we have a good life, you know? We really, really do. But the things that I want to be able to do on an every single day basis, if I want to make a decision and I just want to go to Hawaii, boom, I honestly want to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if we want to go to, if we say, you know what, babe, let's go to Paris. Where I want to be able to say, okay, we have this money that's set aside for that. You know, like I really want to be able to do.
Like in a drop of a hat.
In a drop of a hat.
I feel that.
You know, seriously, by us not having small kids, all of our kids are over, 16, 17, over 16 years of age. So really and truly, we only have one that's still in the house.
Right.
Well, and I technically, he's technically not in our house, but what I'm saying is that we still take care of, in that way. And so with that being said, I truly, truly feel like for me, when it comes to that, those are some of the things when people say the experience that they want to create. My life now, I want it to be a full-on experience, right. And I think that it's okay for us to feel like that. And that's how I feel. What would you say?
No, that's the definition.
Because I feel like I was talking a lot. So that's why.
You was, but it's good though. I mean, that's the definition of a free life. A free life is for you to be able to work if you want to, not because you have to. Yeah. Your financial foundation is allowing you to live your life in the way that you want to live it. Yeah. Whatever that looks like. Yeah. If you want to be a Walmart greeter,
be a Walmart
greeter.
And it doesn't matter what.
It don't matter how much you get paid, because there's people out there that their gift in life is to make people smile. It's for people to approach them and for them to make somebody smile to have a better day. That's their gift. What better to do that than to greet at Walmart? Right. Now the one that's there because they don't have enough Social Security, they can't retire, they can't pay their bills.
Or that's the only job they can get.
And that's the only job they can get. They're not gonna be living to their highest potential. They don't even want to do that. They don't even like you. They don't even want to see you. They don't even want to look at your receipt. Yeah. They're not trying to verify you and stole stuff out of people's stuff. Yeah,
you're right. So it's a totally different experience.
It's a totally different experience, and it's going to change the way that you approach your lifestyle. It's going to change the way that you approach your finances. It's going to change the way that you approach how you look for a career choice. My youth, those going into college. It changes the way that you decide what do I want to major in college? Yeah. How do I want to spend the rest of my life earning money?
And even thinking about that, I think that's a good thing for me to interject and say too. When you're thinking about college, right? When you're thinking about what university you want to go to, what trade school you want to go to, what was I gonna say? What skill you want to actually take up and learn? Your zip code does matter for that too, and you know why? Because some schools are going to have much more of a rigorous program and a program that can set you up to succeed than some other schools. Like I know Southern University has a great law program. You know what I'm saying? They have a great engineering program.
I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly right. your zip code where you decide to go to school, those schools are gonna coincide with the opportunity of that city, of that area.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
So like you made a point about Louisiana. Louisiana breeds attorneys and engineers. But if you go back to our laws, our Napoleonic Code, we're one of the highest states that actually for lawsuits.
For lawsuits, for suits,
So we breed attorneys. We got some of the best attorneys in the country here in Louisiana.
Yeah, and also with engineering too, because
the industrial trade here.
Yes.
So all of the refineries. So those things, when you go to those universities, they're going to be tapped in with the industry that is big in those environments.
Wow. And I never really thought about that. I didn't think about it in that way, but it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. And so, as again, wherever you are currently in life, I always preface this, and the reason why y'all preface this is just because of the simple fact of the matter. Social media is such a big part of our life. External validation is such a big part of I don't want to say everyone's life personally, but at some point people have experienced some type of external ramifications or external feelings from other people. Even if that was external validation, can even come from your parents,
Right.
So it can come from just your own household, your own environment, and things like that. But one of the things that I think is really, really key for us to hone in on is wherever you currently are and wherever you want to be, whether if that's in 3 years, whether if that's in 5 years, whether if that is in 7 years, your zip code matters. And your zip code matters for so many reasons. Even about you, even when it comes to how you think, even when it comes to how you feel about things, the opinions that you actually let infiltrate how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like the quality of things that you are actually indulging in. All of those things matter so much. And sometimes it does take, I've heard, so Jay and I have traveled a lot throughout the years, and we've heard so many people talk about where they live and how it has contributed to their success.
Yeah. And understand, y'all, that, where you grew up, where you're from, where you're comfortable, use that as your base. But understand too that you are limitless. You can develop opportunity anywhere in this world. And I always go back to COVID. If COVID wasn't a wake up call for those to see that, man, you can really do anything that you want to do, and it don't matter where you are. The virtual landscape has become so big and has shown us that, you don't have to be face to face with people. You could do business on the other side of the world and still be just or more successful.
Yeah.
So I stamp that, like, you could have a base where you from, where you have your comfort, your core resources. That's gonna always be your base. But use your base to branch out to other places and see what else they have to offer. Right. Some places that's really doing big things right now. Raleigh, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Charlotte, the Carolinas right now are just like killing it. Yeah. Charlotte, North Carolina. Austin, Texas.
Yeah. But they're super expensive.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
Just to name a few. But I'm gonna drop the statistics of what these cities are really doing and what they really look like in the show notes. But when you're thinking about, whether you're looking to relocate, or you are a high school student trying to pick a college, do your research. Like, really see what these places have to offer you, and know what kind of quality of life do you want. Are they a walkable community? If you know that
do they have walkable communities?
Yeah, do they have walkable communities? If you don't want to be driving all over the place, and you don't want
30 minutes to get from here to there.
If that's what you want, do not move to Houston.
Yeah.
No knock to Houston. Houston is awesome.
It sure is.
But just saying.
Shout out to Soraya, my girl.
Yeah. Every city has their thing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know what it is that you want for your life, And you got to do the research. You got to know like what they have to offer you so you can make the best decision possible.
Yeah, and I think that's really good that you say that. And I definitely think that it just comes back to also just doing a personal work, you know. Even when you're thinking about, I've heard a lot of people now on TikTok, they talk about moving even for relationships. And I actually think that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, you talked about this plenty of times with you know, where you're from, you know, and just how you would have never wanted to really have a long marriage with someone where you were from.
Right.
And you know what's funny is because when I thought about getting into another relationship after, you know, my previous relationship, that was one of the things. It wasn't necessarily about the zip code, because y'all know we were super young when Jay and I got together. It wasn't about the zip code. It was about the mindset. Because I think that sometimes your environment, I think y'all know, your environment does matter so much with your mindset, with the way that you're able to think, even if you're able to think progressively.
Right.
Your environment, meaning I'm not just talking about your environment that you live in, talking about like a city, your environment that you live in, your family, your cousins, your mom, your aunts, your uncles, how they talk, the things that they're talking about.
Right.
That is going to be
Their beliefs.
Yes, their belief systems. That was so good. Thank you. That's going to be a direct reflection of how you think, your mindset, your mentality, all of that. And so saying all that to say, I know when we got together, before we got together, but moreover, when we did get together, that was one of the things that I think I knew what I wanted in terms of that, but I didn't know how to articulate that then. Was that I wanted to be with a man that didn't just have a country man mentality, a Baton Rouge mentality. Like, I literally wanted to be with someone.
Somebody that's not boxed in.
Yeah, someone that had an open mind.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I always say open mind when I talk to people in relationships, because you guys know what we do and things like that. So I always am talking to married couples when I'm doing a lot of, you know, the financial therapy. And it's so funny how that's one of the big things that I always tell couples is a really big hindrance to your growth as a couple, is if you're with someone that has an open mind. If you're with someone
doesn't have an open mind.
No, if you're with it doesn't have an open mind. If you're with someone that does not have an open mind, and they are the judge, their own judge and juror, that is going to be a very difficult relationship to be in. But again, I see a lot of women on TikTok talking about moving to different places that have men that have a different mindset.
Yeah,
you know,
men that's probably more diverse, more
traveled,
that have experienced certain things in life, because they're not closed off. And but that's really key to what you said, because I say this all the time. The person that you decide to spend the rest of your life with is the most important investment that you will ever make.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a good investment, huh?
You was a great investment.
See, y'all, I'm a good investment.
Man. Like, you done threw my whole train of thought off right quick, because I'm still like, but no, real talk though, that is going to be the most critical investment that you will ever make, because everything she just said, right? There's a thing that comes in that will negate every part of reasoning if you are with the wrong person, and that's love. If you fall in love with the wrong person that has the wrong mindset, they're not open-minded, they're not looking to change, they don't listen to understand, they're not communicative, they're not willing to travel, they're not willing to do new things. But guess what? You love them. You will spend the latter part of your life trying to change that person, or hoping and praying that they're going to be different, they're going to adapt your mentality, until you figure out that they don't. And you done wasted 10, 15, 20 years of your life just to say, we're not going to work out. Yeah.
And I just talked to someone. We're going to wrap, you guys. And that's nothing. Before we wrap, y'all, make sure that y'all go leave us a review. Share this with a friend. If y'all really mess with us for real, please leave us a review. It really does help us grow. And follow us on all social platforms. On Your Keys, at Mink Simona. If y'all want to follow the $1 Million Chicks page, when y'all ready to become $1 Million Chicks, which all of y'all are. All of us are already $1 Million Chicks. That's it. We just got to pull it on down, you know, from the universe. But saying all that to say, follow us on $1 Million Chicks also. But please go leave us a review. Follow us on our platforms and leave us. Well, I was going to let you say your own stuff.
Oh, well, I thought you was going to do it for me.
That's the problem. That's the problem. But getting back on track real quick, that was the Black Monopoly and at Jacob Day _. But saying all that to say, guys, you know, it's so important because I was listening to someone that just recently divorced, and you know, just hearing them talk about, and it was a man, you know, hearing them talk about being in this relationship, this marriage for so long, and how when their wife would come home from work, how they felt as though they had to, she was the breadwinner of the family, and they had to walk on pins and needles. And all I could think about was how miserable that really is when you are in a relationship with someone that you have to walk on pins and needles with.
Yeah.
But you've been with them for almost 30 years.
Right. Yeah,
you know, and now just imagine, like, your whole life is wrapped up in that person. And regardless of even if we don't want to think about that or not, our beliefs, our systems, because you develop systems. You know, like, seriously, we know it takes 21 days to create a habit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so imagine how now y'all are so interconnected, even in the way that y'all think. Sorry, guys, even in the way that you think, but it's just something that's not keeping y'all together. And there's one thing that I always feel like this: your happiness and your peace matters. Anyone that is not in a happy, peaceful relationship that brings them some type of joy, it's gonna fizzle out. It is, because you can only deal with that for so long. You can only be miserable for so long.
You can only tolerate in a relationship for so long.
Yeah.
And that's what those kind of relationships become. You tolerate each other.
Yeah. But we were not talking about relationships.
Yeah,
we just went off
talking
on
about zip codes.
Zip codes. Yeah, but which again, it does matter. Not saying that they don't have, you know, great women in it, but the thing in the zip code that you are currently in, but what we are saying is, I saw women on TikTok literally saying that they have moved to other areas, expanding their horizons, just because they wanted to be able to have access to men in different zip codes and different environments, because they wanted to have more diverse conversations. They wanted to have more productive, progressive conversations. They wanted to be able to
more intellectually stimulate.
Yes. So we gonna sign off, you guys.
Love that kind of stuff.
Oh my God. Thank you guys for tuning in to Know Your Keys podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all social platforms and leave us a 5-star review. We would love to share, you know, to just hear your suggestions, your thoughts, and your comments, and all the things, you know, that helps us grow. So yes, we love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we're signing off.
It's the On Your Keys Network.
It's been a lesson and an unexpected blessing. Plenty seeds showing up, small money growing up, accomplishing my goals, champagne bottle pouring up, name on everything, I'm signing the dotted line. Money been working for me, I'm kicking back on recline. I own it just like the moment, everything I became. My hustle could take the blame, solidify my name. Gotta walk through the rain, gotta go through the pain. You gotta soak up the game, create your own lane. Switch gears, never change, level up and gain. You can have everything long as you do one thing. You just gotta own your keys. You just gotta own your keys. You gotta own your keys.